Greetings, I'm Reverend Tiffany White, Sage Woman. I am not having a show this evening, the evening of July 12th, 2016. I normally have my weekly radio show, Spiritual Insights. And this evening I actually have a conflict with a couple of webinar meetings, and so I just decided to go ahead and take this evening off. But not off from giving everyone messages. We learn to improvise, we learn to, okay, we're still going to get the message across, maybe not live via the radio, so that's why I made this video. And I can feel it building all day with the guides, the angels and guides, and those for everyone's highest and greatest of, let's get this message out to everybody that they need to hear this. There's so many things going on in the news, so much world conflict, you know, so much negative news that can really throw you off balance. But I promise you that you will get to a point to where you can hear it and then just let it roll off of you, not let it affect you. Right? Just let it bounce right back off. Because anything that's not for our highest and greatest, anything that doesn't resonate inside of us, we should not bring to us. We should not bring into our aura. We should not bring into who we are, mind, body, and soul. All right? It's not needed. And it can make ourselves sick. All right? So I always say mind, body, and soul, and I know that there's some that they do for, like spirituality and emotional. I like to combine the spirituality and emotional aspects of ourselves since they're so much connected in that sacred heart center. So in all ways, for your health, mind, body, and soul, it is important to stay centered, especially when you hear something that could throw you off, potentially. But know that every story, everything you hear that you don't witness for yourself, or that you're a part of, that's one side of the story. You know, why do we have two ears? You know, there's one side of the story, there's another side of the story, and in the middle is the truth. Let that sink in. Alright? Okay. So, let's take a deep breath and let's get to these messages. I pulled a card from 3 of my favorite decks, and I wanted to see how synchronized, and it always works, that they all work together and come and share a beautiful message when they do that. So even though I don't need divination tools to give messages, most of my messages are channeled messages, but they are absolutely fun to work with. I love working with pendulums and oracle and tarot cards and crystals and believe it or not, even the Ouija board, because if you program your spiritual tools with centered and divine intention, then that's the results you'll get. All right? So you can put crystals around the Ouija board, light candles, and just as long as you only want to hear from those for your highest and greatest. That should be always your statement when you want to contact your angels, guides, and spirit and in communication. Always make sure who you are communicating with. That's very important. I mean, you don't have to get the name, but feel what vibration they're on, and you can tell. Because when it feels right deep within inside you, then it's right. It's in the higher vibrations. When it feels wrong, you know what that feels like. You get this sick feeling in your stomach. All right? So, trust yourself. So the 3 decks that I use to get the messages for everyone is, the first deck is from Diana Cooper, the Atlantis Oracle cards. Love these. These are great. I love them all. Everyone who has collections of tarot and oracle cards knows what I'm talking about. My second, another of one of my favorite ones, is the Isis Oracle. Oops, I'm kind of off here. Woo, there we go. The Isis Oracle, and this is by Alana Fairchild. And then another one, the third deck that I'm using this evening is Magical Times by Jody Bergsma. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but these are very beautiful deck of cards, Magical Times. So let's see what the messages are from each deck. Alright, and each guide, spirit guide, angel, master, teacher, divine being that wants to come through. So, from the first deck of Diana Cooper's Atlantis cards, we get this beautiful card here. It's the Temple of Poseidon. The Temple of Poseidon. When the Golden Age of Atlantis was prepared, the Intergalactic Council first built the Temple of Poseidon on the sacred heights. The great crystal itself was housed in the temple, which only the highest priests and priestesses could access. As it shimmered in the sunlight, the general populace looked up at it for inspiration and hope. Isn't that beautiful? So, new beginnings. This card indicates that it's time for a new beginning, maybe a new concept, an idea or pathway that will be presented to you at a much higher level than anything you've been previously considering. Therefore, it is suggested that you review every aspect of your life from a higher perspective, from a higher vibration. A higher perspective. I always like to say go to the bird's eye view, because you're pulling up, you're looking at it from a much higher perspective. You get to see that whole picture. Sometimes when you're so close to something, you develop tunnel vision, don't we? We don't see anything else that's around. We can't see something that's miles away that is coming to us, but it's not right at our face yet. But if we get to that higher vibration, that higher perspective, guess what? We can see it, know it, feel that it's coming. All right. So be aware that people will look to you for guidance. So you are called on to act and speak selfishly and with the utmost integrity. Be a guiding light to others. What a beautiful, beautiful message, especially, like I said, at these times with the news and the messages that's we're getting from things are not for our highest and greatest, right? Second card from the beautiful deck Isis Oracle is one of my favorite cards, the Serpent of Fire. Woo, the Serpent of Fire. Serpent of Fire. So, and this is the Priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood. I can really... Many of you may know that. So, okay, so excuse me, I don't have, those special glasses, so I have to adjust my glasses to read this. All right, one of the first lessons that this card offers you is the recognition of your power. And we're talking about your divine power here. All right, it is perilous to underestimate your spiritual power. So you can unintentionally create harm by not realizing that your actions and words have an effect on the world around you. And the effect of these actions and words come back to you multiplied as karmic return. The Serpents of Fire calls you to become aware of your power by having an open and curious awareness and noticing with detachment and clear perception the signs of confirmation that you do have an effect upon your surroundings. You can then manage your power with greater wisdom. Greater wisdom. So managing your power with greater wisdom. And not for nothing, look how small that print is. So it's not that I'm getting old or anything. No. So that's another great message. Alright, so the last one comes to us from, of course, the beautiful Magical Times deck. And I love this card. It's humor. 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 Laugh at yourself. Lighten up. Lighten your heart center. And let nothing steal your happiness. Nothing, no one, no situation, nothing. Don't let it steal your happiness. So all together now, this is the message from the divine. Be the guiding light to others. All right. Know your own power, your divine power. Step into that divine power. By being the guiding light to others, step into the divine power. And for goodness sake, please lighten up and laugh at yourself and don't take everything so darn serious. All right? You can actually recenter and rebalance yourself by laughing. Try it. When you're in a bad mood or something happens, yeah, you know, and within reason. All right, but you can find that it really does bring you back to a point of center. It really helps you out. The same thing is like if you're just in a constant state of laughter, what are you going to need? You're going to need some seriousness to take you back to that center space. It's not about an overindulgence of one aspect of you. We are so many different degrees of being, and it's getting to that center mark of all those degrees, that balance, that center. Because too much of anything, of one thing, and I'm talking like separating one part of the whole. When you separate, at separation, too much of one type of degree or one aspect of who you are does create the unbalance. All right? So let's remember that. And what a beautiful message to everyone this evening. And I will return to the airwaves next Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. My special guest will be Michael John Fierro. That it will be the third Tuesday of the month. And he returns every month on the third Tuesday. He is a very gifted numerologist. So please be sure to tune in next Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much, and remember to be the love and the light that you are, and to shine brightly, and know that even if you feel, and it's okay to feel off balance, it's okay to feel off center. We're going to feel that way in this dense environment of Earth. But know that there are so many other divine, higher vibrational sisters and brothers that are right there beside you, holding your hand, and are right beside you for love and support. All right? Well, may the obstacles to your flight be few and the blessings along your journey be many. Many blessings, everyone.